Hi, everybody. This is Critic Creature here, and today I will be doing an interview on my brother, Chancellor, who is able to complete the Doom game. And I'm going to be doing these questions for him in the time we have, and see what it's like being a Doom Slayer. Okay, Chance, your first question. So, how do you enjoy the new Doom game, and what are the differences between the old and new?
Well, there is a lot of many differences towards like the newer and the old ones. Because of the technology that we have now, of course, like all game developers can like just bring out the graphics in video games to like a T now. Because in Doom 2016, yes, there was very many possibilities and terms in that game that really brought out the reboot into the Doom franchise that Doom had before. Because there was Doom 1 and Doom 2 and Doom 3, but I never played Doom 3. I did play the original 2. But Doom 2016 was the reboot that brought the game back into bringing it into the goriness that it is today. And Doom Eternal has brought the graphics to a high skill intensity of looking really good.
Oh, that's very fascinating. And how do you enjoy the new Doom game this year?
I think it was really good, and I liked the turn that they did with the story. I didn't know very much about the Doom lore, but I think they did really good on bringing how in the original games we had, and even in the comics, how we had the Doom guy, and then how this Doom Slayer that we have now is precariously the same one.
Wow. Okay, now, tell us what's the story behind the game.
Well, the story behind the game in this new one is we're trying that hell has come to Earth and it has taken over everything.
Wait, I thought we already knew that that hell was already on Earth. You know, like in the underworld, center of the Earth kind of thing.
Well, the UAC, the corporation in this in the game has suddenly brought hell to Mars, and they've like studied the demons in some type of way and able to give it like cybernetics and just make the demons more powerful. Like in Doom 2016, we had the different bosses. We had I forget the scientist's name.
It's okay.
But she was trying to keep the Slayer. She was trying to keep the Slayer from getting out, but that did not stop him. She ended up being the final boss as the she was the spider demon. But then in the game you had to fight the cyber demon, which is a well-known demon across the Doom games, as well as the Hell Knight and the Baron of Hell.
Oh. Okay, now we all would like to know, what is your character's backstory in all of this?
The character's backstory, it seems like I don't really know about it a lot, but I know that since he's the original, that he comes...
An original what?
The original Doom guy from...
Doom Slayer?
From the old games. From the first, the second. I don't know if he is from the third. I have not played that one. But the first and the second and the comic, it is protruded in the new game that he is the same one.
So, in the very little time we have, like halfway through, like, how many different weapons are there and what do they do in this new game?
Well, there is the combat shotgun. There is the super shotgun, of course. There's the heavy cannon, the rocket launcher. We have the plasma rifle. There's also the chain gun, the chainsaw, the BFG, and now the unlooted, the new Unmaker that we just got in the new game, and
The Unmaker kind of sounds like Deadpool's catchphrase from Ultimate Spider-Man, like I have to unalive them.
Yes. But the Unmaker is supposedly share ammo with the BFG, and it's a 3-round burst full auto weapon. It shares ammo with the BFG 9000, while the BFG 9000 only takes 2 shots. I believe in 2016 it was 3 shots, and then you had to they lowered it down to 2 shots in this one. Well, the BFG had 2 shots in this game, and it was only given 60 ammo, and the Unmaker shared the ammo with it and shot 1 bullet per 3 shots. And all the different weapons, of course, you can't aim down sight, you can't ADS in this game, and you never reload because you're always chainsawing the demons for ammo, and you are given the capability of finding different weapon mods to connect to your weapon, and there is 2 for each weapon.
Wow.
So you had many various weapon mods to span from, and many different combat and glory kills to get in there.
Now I understand that in the new Doom game this year, that you get a sword that's very powerful, your weapon against the demons, which is what they fear the most, right?
It is it's called the Crucible. In Doom 2016, you got what was the demonic Crucible, which was one of the key power components to Hell, and the Argent energy that they got from humans. The Argent energy is what I believe is what they were after in Doom 2016, and it was what powered a lot of the stuff in Ordak, if I can remember. I can't really remember. But the Crucible you use in this is not the demonic Crucible, because the demonic Crucible you have to use later on in the game to power up your ship, as the Conmaker takes the power, ends up unpowering your ship and takes full control to make sure you cannot get out of the Fortress of Doom, because somehow the Conmaker supposedly works with the demons and has control of the demons somehow.
So, how treacherous is Earth now that has been invaded by Hell? I mean, how bad is it? Can you sum it up in a few words?
Let's just say, if you cross a Minecraft torch with a blowtorch, added to lava, stuck in a pentagram. Let's cancel the pentagram. But no, let's just say really, really bad.
You heard from him. Really, really bad. And that's very bad.
It is very bad.
Okay, so you talked about bosses, and how many boss levels are there in the game?
There was really only about, if you sum it up, there was the Doom Hunter, there was the Gladiator, the Conmaker, and the Icon of Sin. But honestly, there was also the Marauder that came in. When he first comes into the game, it seems like he is a boss fight, which it is protruded like that. But I felt like he was not really a boss fight, although the Doom Hunter was protruded as a boss fight mostly. I felt like Doom 2016 took their boss fights more into character by bringing the demon out. You had to go into a certain area and you fought the boss there at the end of the level, and that would be the ending of the level. And then the boss fights in here were kind of more I just felt like Doom 2016 did their boss fights better, but I still enjoyed how Doom Eternal did their boss fights in this game.
Okay, in a few simple words, how difficult were these boss fights in the difficulty you selected in Eternal?
Very hard, because I got very mixed up with all the different button pressings, because you had to press many different buttons now than you did in Doom 2016. You had to remember the flamethrower. You had to remember the ice grenades, the grenades, your chainsaw in order to get ammo. You had to remember boosting to dodge enemies as well and not get stuck in a corner, and always stay on your toes, because you always, a lot of people got mixed up because you always had to know in a Doom game you're always moving in combat. Because if you're not moving and you're standing still, you are a very easy target, and you have to move constantly to avoid damage. You're going to get damaged anyway, but moving is going to lessen that damage. And now how they've done it in this game, that it just made it more maneuverable to get across like areas and stuff with the boosting and the dash and all that.
Wow. That's very interesting. Oh, well, we're kind of running out of time here, so be sure to subscribe here to my channel, and maybe we'll do another interview after my bro does Resident Evil 3. How would you like that?
That'd be a fun one.
Yeah. So, be sure to subscribe, and rah!